This video is brought to you by Roll for Combat, an official Paizo actual play podcast. Join Acheron, Hap, Alhara, Riley, Darius, and the entire Circus of Wayward Wonders as they save the Starstone Isles from the dreaded extinction curse. Listen now to 3 Ring Adventure at rollforcombat.com. Hey everybody, Dave here with another Pathfinder rule reminder for you, and today I'm going to be talking about sleep. So first up, what happens when a creature is asleep? Well, that creature is both unconscious and flat-footed. Being flat-footed imposes a -2 circumstance penalty to their armor class, and being unconscious imposes a -4 status penalty to armor class, reflex saves, and perception checks. Now, in addition to that, most creatures that are sleeping are also prone, but it is worth mentioning that there are exceptions to this, such as the sleep spell. Somebody who is under the effects of a sleep spell actually does not collapse and fall prone on the ground. Instead, they remain standing and they remain holding whatever items they had in their hands, weapon, shield, whatever. But generally speaking, a sleeping person would also be prone. At the start of every turn, the sleeping creature rolls a perception check -4 because they're unconscious to see if they are alerted to any sounds in the area and wake up. So for example, if you're a player and you're wanting to sneak past a sleeping creature, then on your turn when you're moving through that area, you're going to roll a stealth skill check, and that's going to be contested by the perception DC of the sleeping creature. And that perception DC will be reduced by 4 because their perception ability, their perception modifier, has a -4 penalty to it because they're unconscious. Now, at the start of every sleeping creature's turn, it automatically rolls a perception check -4 to see if it is alerted to any sounds around them. If the GM feels that you are still within reasonable hearing distance of that sleeping creature, they would roll a perception check -4 against your stealth DC. If they beat that, then they hear you and they wake up. Now, in addition to a player trying to sneak past a sleeping creature, there's also other things that could wake this creature up. Any loud noises are going to give an opportunity to this sleeping creature to wake up, and it's going to be up to the GM to determine what those sounds are and what the DC for those checks are. And there's not a whole lot of concrete guidance, but the book does say that the sound of nearby battle is DC 5. So if there is combat nearby, it is only a DC 5 check to wake up a sleeping creature. And next, let's talk about attacking a sleeping creature. If you've snuck up on a guard that is sleeping and you want to try to take him out, well, what happens there? Well, first of all, the sleeping creature is going to be suffering a -6 penalty to their armor class. So they suffer a -4 status penalty for being unconscious, and they suffer a -2 circumstance penalty because they're flat-footed. Since these are 2 different types of penalties, they do stack together and you add them together, so that makes a cumulative -6 to their armor class when you attack them. Now, that then raises the question of what about damage? Do I get any kind of bonus to damage when I attack a sleeping creature? Is there a rule for a mercy killing, death blows, Coup De Grace, whatever? Several other systems have those kind of rules, but 2nd edition of Pathfinder does not. They've done away with those rules. Instead, it's just a -6 penalty to their armor class. And on the surface, that may not sound like bonus damage, but keep in mind, if you exceed the armor class with your attack check by at least 10, then it becomes a critical hit. So by lowering that armor class by 6, not only is it greatly increasing the odds of you scoring a hit, it's also greatly increasing the odds of you scoring a critical hit, which is going to give you double damage normally, and if your opponent is unconscious because they have the dying condition, then that's going to increase their dying condition by 2, which very rapidly brings them to death. So with all of that, I'm going to bring this discussion on sleep to a close. As always, if you have any suggestions for future rule reminders or any other comments, please leave them in the comments section of this video. and I will leave links to any other relevant discussions in the description of this video as well. If you'd like to learn more, make sure you check those videos out. And I want to make sure I thank everybody who supports me, whether it's those viewers who click the like button, subscribe, share the videos with your friends, leave a comment for the algorithm to find these videos, subscribe to my Patreon, everything you do to support me. I greatly appreciate it, so thank you. And with that, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming.